grade English Language Arts teacher in Edmond, Oklahoma. I'm also an OERB master teacher, and I'm excited to bring you this lesson I've created. This lesson is called Clean Water for All, and it's brought to you by the people of the Oklahoma oil and natural gas industry. Have you ever wondered why clean water is important and how you could test or create your own water filtration system? Well, that's what we're going to do today. Today we're going to explore this concept by testing materials around your home and creating our own system to better understand this process. First, we're going to start with some key vocabulary. Our first key vocabulary term is the word water filter. A water filter is a porous device for removing impurities or solid particles from a liquid passed through it. A water well is a pit or hole sunk into the earth to reach a supply of water underground. And pollution is the action of polluting, especially by environmental contamination with man-made waste. These three types of pollution are air, water, and land. Now, before we get started, you're going to need to gather some materials around your home. You can gather all of these materials or just a few of them, depending on what you have available to you. First, we're going to start with a container of water. You can use any container. It can be a big bowl or a basin, whatever you have to use. The next thing you're going to need is some dirt or some potting soil. I just grabbed some potting soil because it's what I had left over. You'll also need some paper towels, a measuring scoop. It can be any size. It can even be a spoon, whatever you can use to help you dip some things from the water. I also have coffee filters. I happen to have 2 different kinds at my house. Paper towels again, tissue paper, possibly tissues, toilet paper, dryer sheets, and maybe baby wipes. You're also going to need a container or a glass. This way you can pour your liquid into your container and see how it works. But make sure that it's see-through. You want to make sure you can see all of the things. Okay? Before we get started, I want to introduce you to the book that this was based off of. This book is called The Water Princess by Susan Baird. I love this book. I'm a reading teacher, so this is my jam. At the end of the book, they talk about why she wrote the book, and I'm going to go ahead and share just a little excerpt of that with you. It says, imagine your life without water. No kitchen faucet to fill your glass when you are thirsty. No shower or bathtub to clean your body. Imagine if you couldn't go to school because you had to spend each day walking for miles just to get water and not even know if the water you reached will be clean. This is true for nearly 1 billion people around the world. That's 1 out of every 6 who doesn't have access to clean drinking water. This book is a fabulous book, and I know you'll enjoy it. So I created a link for you from YouTube that I put in with the worksheet. You'll also want to print off my worksheet that I provided for you. This worksheet on the first side just has materials and observations. So you'll write down the material that you test, and then you'll observe and write down what happens to it. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to decide what you're going to test. We're going to start by testing a coffee filter. Now, I also mentioned that you may want to have a rubber band. You're going to put your filter on top of your container or your cup. This time, I don't think I need a rubber band, but of course you use your judgment. And before we test, we need to create our dirty water. So we're going to scoop out some dirt, and we're just going to add it to this water and mix it up. So now we've mixed up some dirty water for us to try to filter. So as you can see, this water's pretty dirty. I wouldn't want to drink it. We're going to take a scoop of this water, and you can do as much or as little as you'd like. And we're going to see how it filters. So I'm going to pour this in. And we're going to see how clean this water gets. It's pretty clean. I'm not sure I would drink it yet, but it's definitely cleaner than most. So that's the first test that we did. Then I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to write this information down on my paper. I'm going to write coffee filter, and then my observation is that the water is pretty clean. I don't see a lot of sediment or contaminants inside my glass. The next test we're going to do is we're going to do a dryer sheet, and we're going to see how this works. Now this time I am going to use my rubber band, but you can also use your brother or sister and have them help you hold. So I'm going to take my scoop, I'm going to get my dirty water, And I'm gonna pour this slowly over my dryer sheet. Now, as you can see, all the sediment stayed on top. So that's a good thing. But did all of it really stay on top? Let's check. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but it looks pretty dirty. I definitely don't want to drink that. A lot more brown sediment in that. So I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to write that down on my worksheet. I'm going to write down that I used a dryer sheet. And my observation is that quite a bit of sediment still came through. Now, before we get started on one more material to test, we're going to go ahead and take this off gently. Set that to the side, and then we're going to pour the water back into the container. For the last test, I think we'll use a white coffee filter. I want to know if it's as good as my brown coffee filter. So I'm going to set this inside. And I think I might even bend that over just to make sure. There we go. And I'm going to take another scoop. And I'm going to run that over that. So, as you can see, there's quite a bit of sediment still inside. But if you look, it's pretty clear. Not as clear as the brown filter, I don't believe, but clearer definitely than the dryer sheet. So I'm going to write that down as well. Coffee filter for my material. And my observation is it separated most of the contaminants or pollution. I'm going to take this off. And of course, at this point, I would continue testing all of the materials that I can find around my house. The last part of this activity is where you get to have the fun. And I'm going to have a little bit of fun right now. We're actually going to create our own water filtration system. You can do this with as many or as little products as you'd like. I would like you to start with 3. 3 is probably the magic number. So I'm going to start with a coffee filter, a brown one. I'm also going to use the white coffee filter on top of that. And then because we already used a dryer sheet, I'm going to use that as well. I'm going to put my rubber band around these items. And I'm going to scoop some water. Now make sure you mix up the water. You want it to be extra dirty. All right, so we're going to pour this on top. We're going to test it out. Now while that's kind of draining out, I'm going to show you my second worksheet. My second worksheet has different problems. The first one says ask. What is the problem we're trying to solve? Well, in this book, you're going to learn that our main character has a problem. She has to walk several miles to get clean water for her people in her village. And so the problem that we're trying to solve is we're trying to teach other people how to create clean water system for themselves. We also have another section that says imagine. Imagine the best way to solve this problem on your own. Then you have an opportunity to plan and sketch, and then you get to create your own system and see if it works or doesn't work, or what works better. You can create 1 filtration system, or 2, or 3. It's up to you. You get to be in charge. At the end of all of this, I hope that you're excited. My challenge is for you to test your remaining materials and then create your own system. Afterwards, I want you to take a picture of it and email it to teachers@oerb.com. Or you can even put it on our Facebook or Instagram @OERB-OK. And you can even win a prize. How cool is that? A prize! So let's check out how my filtration system did, and then I'll let you have a chance to try. So it looks like it's pretty clean. Hopefully you'll have fun with this lesson, and I'm excited to see your pictures. Have a great day!